I think it will be clear that Trump comes out the dominant force after this debate. I mean, this is the XFL. This is JV. I mean, and honestly, I mean, this is maybe a vice presidential debate. These guys are getting lapped by Donald Trump. It's not even close. It's not even interesting.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a recap of the second GOP debate hosted by Fox Business and Univision. Now, as you saw in the very beginning, California Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat, of course, was in the building, and he had a few choice words about the debate, and I do not disagree. At best, this was the potential for VP debate. That's pretty much what it was. Okay, the XFL to the NFL, the JV to the varsity. This is what this was. There was no Trump in the building. Who was on stage aside from Trump? Since he was not there, great question. Glad you asked. You have Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Tim Scott, Doug Burgum, Christie, and I think that's everybody that was on stage. Some standout moments, but not really any standout person. And again, JV debate, VP pick debate at best. Nobody is anywhere close to Trump, and this debate did not change a thing. It was like that before the debate, and it remains the exact same after the debate. Now, without wasting too much time, let's get into some videos. I will link to everything that I'm speaking about right now in the description box. Now, I'm going to start with Gavin Newsom. You saw the clip right here about the debate not being close and not really being interesting because there was no Trump. But I'm going to start with him because out of anybody on stage, he has the best chance to become the president. He was not on stage, but he was in the building. Out of everyone in the building, he has the best chance to become the president. Now, do not misunderstand what I'm saying. I would not vote for him ever in my life, but I can't deny his presence. I can't deny it. Him against Trump will be a battle to the very end. I know the Democrats want Newsom in there aside from Joe Biden, but they can't make Biden look like a lame duck. So they got to go keep riding with Biden until the wheels fall off. You're going to see Gavin Newsom, if not this year, 2024, next time in 2028, running for president on the Democrat side. Mark my words. Let's start here. Here's a question about parents' concerns about transgender issues.
Gender issue came up. Why should parents not know if their kids are transitioning at school?
It's a hell of a thing. You're talking about 1% of the population. Climate change that's impacted 100% of the population wasn't even brought up, and we're talking about trans issues.
Here in California, this is an issue for you.
It's a big issue for parents. This is a front and center issue.
Why should parents not know?
It's the great. This is one of the greatest distractions, and it's classic. 1% of the population in the United States. These kids just want to live. These kids just want to live. And we're having a debate about trans issues at the Reagan Library. It's be a shame.
So look, do you see this guy? Look at this guy. That guy right there has everything you need. Okay, handsome guy, silver fox. Women are going to like him. They're going to vote because like the way he looks. Liberal guy. Can get along with everybody, smooth talker, tall. He has it. Nobody on stage has what he has. Now, let's get to the GOP. You started off with Ron DeSantis getting makeup. That wasn't really a big deal. I mean, if you're on TV, that kind of thing happens.
Oh, no.
Because you got lights and all kind of stuff shining on you. You want to look your best on camera. That wasn't really a big deal. But of course, people are going to point it out. Normies are going to point it out. It's okay. Now, let's get to what he actually said. Some substance. How about that?
Joe Biden, he's completely missing in action from leadership. And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have now. I can tell you.
I mean, it's kind of hard when Trump's not there to try and attack Trump. Now, speaking about trying to attack Trump, this is your man, Christie, with one of the cringiest jokes I've ever heard in my entire life. And since I cringed, you got to cringe as well. Let's check it out.
People feel threatened there, and we need it in Washington, D.C. also. And Donald Trump should be here to answer for that, but he's not. And I want to look at that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck. All right.
Got a great joke, huh? Look, see my man with the face afterwards. I was like, how about that, fellow Republicans? That was a zinger. My man, cringe.
All right. I want to ask the governor to say
big cringe, super cringe. I mean, good night. Okay, now here's Doug Burgum. Doug Burgum is the governor of North Dakota. If that's wrong, let me know. I think I may have said that Christie Nome was the governor of North Dakota, but she's the governor of South Dakota. Let's hear what he has to say. And from what I'm reading, people really liked Doug Burgum, but of course he has no chance.
I've got more experience as a business leader than I think this whole group combined. I know I've created more jobs than everybody else on stage, thousands of high-paying jobs that have real meaning. So as a business leader, you come in and you treat the taxpayer like a customer. So in North Dakota, instead of fighting with the teachers' unions, we actually created a K-12 coordinating council. Everybody gets in the room and the customer is the student.
But you do understand that this is an issue.
I like Doug Burgum. He might have been a great president in the 1990s. 2023, I'm not really sure.
That many people in America really are concerned about, worried about parents and notification in schools.
Yes, and that's why we have 50 platforms of innovation. That's why we have states. There are certain things the federal government is supposed to do. It's not the Department of Education. That needs to be assembled. We got to move it back to states. Do what we did in North Dakota. Instead of like, oh, here's a choice school and here's an old school, the old way with the teachers union, the kids are trapped. We made every school in North Dakota an innovation school. Every school got out from under the red tape, and the things that help teach the values that we're trying to get, like 4-H, like FFA, like Boy Scouts. They can get credit for all of that stuff in North Dakota.
So there we go.
And by the way, North Dakota is now at the top of the median SAT scores in the country right now.
Vice President Pence, the Department of Homeland Security warned.
All right, so that was Doug Burgum. Did very well. Now let's keep on going here.
Governor Haley, reaction to that, please.
As the only person who's leading an energy state, could I answer the energy question?
No, Governor Haley.
So, the first thing I'll say is...
So he got shut down by the moderators. Kind of cringe. Let's keep on rocking here. Now we getting into Vivek. Vivek, I don't really know. I think he may have done well here, but he didn't really set himself apart from the pack at all. I don't think anybody did. I think maybe Doug Burgum made himself look better than what he... You may have seen more from Burgum than you did before, but it won't make a difference. Vivek, I don't think, made any changes at all.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you've said you really empathize with the strikers. You're standing next to Senator Scott. And do you agree with what he said, or do you think he's wrong?
I agree with some of what he said, for sure. I like the spirit of it. I'll say that I don't have a lot of patience for the union bosses. I think that's where he and I actually have a common view. I do have a lot of sympathy for the workers, however. People are going through real hardship in this country. I've been through hardship growing up. My father stared down layoffs at GE under Jack Welch's tenure at the GE plant in Evendale, Ohio. My mom had to work overtime in nursing homes in Southwest Ohio to make ends meet and pay off our home loan. So I understand that hardship is not a choice. But victimhood is a choice, and we choose to be victorious in the United States of America. You know what? If I was giving advice to those workers, I would say go picket in front of the White House in Washington, D.C. That's really where the protest needs to be. Disastrous economic policies that have driven up prices, that have driven up interest rates and mortgage rates.
He's very good at speaking, very, very good at speaking, very convincing, straightforward into the camera. He's very good.
At the same time, wages remaining stagnant. What we need is to deliver economic growth in this country. Unlock American energy. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. put people back to work by no longer paying them more money to stay at home, stabilize the U.S. dollar itself, and rescind a majority of those unconstitutional federal regulations that are hampering our economy. That is how we unleash American exceptionalism. And that's not a Democratic vision or a Republican vision. That is an American vision that we embrace economic growth, and capitalism is still the best system known to man to lift us up from poverty, and we should not apologize for it. That's what it means to be an American.
Very good. Very good from Vivek. Okay, let's keep on going here. We got some more from DeSantis.
I just did a plan out in West Texas for American energy dominance. We're going to choose Midland over Moscow. We're going to choose the Marcellus over the Mullahs, and we're going to choose Bakken over Beijing, and we are going to lower your gas prices. We are going to get that job done because it's important for our national security, it's important for jobs, and that's one of the best ways to drive down inflation.
DeSantis, I don't know. DeSantis had a lot of hype coming into the this cycle here. 2024 presidential cycle, had a lot of hype, but he's not lived up to the hype. Every time I see him, he underwhelms me. He's underwhelming. He doesn't do poorly, but he's not exceptional. And if you want to have any kind of chance to get anywhere close to Trump, you got to be exceptional, and that's not Ron DeSantis.
Florida's new Black History curriculum says, quote, slaves develop skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. You have said slaves develop skills in spite of slavery, not because of it. But many are still hurt. For descendants of slaves, this is personal. What is your message to them?
So first of all, that's a hoax that was perpetrated by Kamala Harris. We are not going to be doing that. Second of all, that was written by descendants of slaves. These are great Black history scholars, so we need to stop playing these games. Here's the deal. Our country's education system is in decline because it's focused on indoctrination, denying parents' rights. Florida represents the revival of American education. We're ranked #1 in the nation in education by U.S. News and World Report. My wife and I, we have a 6, 5, and 3-year-old. This is personal to us. We didn't just talk about universal school choice. We enacted universal school choice.
Now, you heard Tim Scott in the background trying to, challenge him about the whole thing. We're going to get to that in just one moment.
We didn't just talk about Parents' Bill of Rights. We enacted the Parents' Bill of Rights. We eliminated critical race theory, and we now have American civics and the Constitution in our schools in a really big way, just like President Reagan asked for in his farewell address back in 1989. Florida is showing how it's done. We're standing with parents, and our kids are benefiting.
All right, so there we have it. Now, here is the rebuttal from Tim Scott to that question about the slaves benefit from slavery, whatever. Let's just hear what he has to say.
He and Kamala should have just taken the one sentence out. America has suffered.
So the sentence he's talking about is that in some instances, slaves develop skills that could be applied for their personal benefit. That is a fact. That is a fact. If you were a slave, and as a slave, you became a blacksmith, and you use that skill to buy your freedom and live happily ever after, that sentence applied to you. Does that mean that slavery is good? No. Does that mean that slavery is a jobs program that was a thing that we should champion? No. It just means that you learn the skill in slavery that you use to help yourself. That's a simple fact. People might not like it. They might feel offended. Whether somebody's offended or not does not mean that that statement is false. Why remove a true statement, Tim Scott?
Because of slavery. But we've overcome that. We are the greatest nation on earth because we faced our demons in the mirror and made a decision. So often we think that all the issues, you talked about crime and education and healthcare, we always think that those issues go back to slavery. Here's the challenge though. Black families survived slavery. We survived poll taxes and literacy tests. We survived discrimination being woven into the laws of our country. What was hard to survive was Johnson's Great Society, where they decided to put money where they decided to take the black father out of the household to get a check in the mail, and you can now measure that in unemployment, in crime, in devastation. If you want to
I agree with the part. I agree with this last part here about LBJ Great Society, fatherless households. That's a fact.
restore hope, you've got to restore the family, restore capitalism, and put Americans back at work together as one American family. Our nation continues to go in the right direction.
All right, so that's Tim Scott. Let's get to the whole thing about the island. This was a really big one.
Candidates, it's now obvious that if you all stay in the race, former President Donald Trump wins the nomination. None of you have indicated that you're dropping out. So, which one of you on stage tonight should be voted off the island? Please use your marker to write your choice on the notepad in front of you. 15 seconds starting now. Of the people on the stage, who should be? I'm absolutely serious.
With all due respect, I mean, we're here, like, we're happy to debate, but I think that that's disrespectful to my fellow competitors.
Nobody wants to participate.
Let's do some questions. Let's talk about the future of the country.
I'll answer.
Okay, so that was that. I think Christie may have said Donald Trump, of course, because that's his main thing. All right, there we go. Watch this.
I vote Donald Trump off the island right now.
Of course, that's his main thing. You know, that's who he's there to attack, Donald Trump. He doesn't like Trump at all. All right. So there's more here. Oh, we got to watch one more because this was pretty interesting. And we're going to also look at what DeSantis said about Trump at the end. But this is interesting about TikTok. Let's watch this.
This is infuriating because TikTok is one of the most dangerous social media apps that we could have. And what you've got.
Now, this is, to a little bit of context, Vivek said that we should use TikTok to reach young voters. And then Nikki Haley is saying this is infuriating. Let's watch her response.
This is infuriating because TikTok is one of the most dangerous social media apps that we could have. And what you've got, I honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say. Because I can't believe that here you've got a TikTok situation. What they're doing is these 150 million people are on TikTok. That means they can get your contacts, they can get your financial information, they can get your emails, they can get text messages, they can get all of these things.
This is very important for our party.
Exactly what they're doing.
This is very important for our party, and I'm going to say
you've gone and you've helped China make medicines in China, not America. You're now wanting kids to go and get on the social media that's dangerous for all of us. You went and you were in business with the Chinese that gave Hunter Biden $5 million. We can't trust you. We can't trust you. We can't have TikTok in our kids' lives.
This is very important.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you have 15 seconds.
I think, excuse me.
You have 15 seconds, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Thank you. I think we would be better served as a Republican Party if we're not sitting here hurling personal insults and actually have a legitimate debate about policy following Reagan's 11th Commandment in his honor. And the answer is that is what actually makes our country strong. And I believe in these people. These are good people on the stage. They disagree, but let's have a legitimate disagreement. That's what I would say.
Now, Vivek was not wrong about TikTok. We can say that it's dangerous and it's a security risk, but the reality is that that's where the kids are. So until that reality changes, by refusing to interact with it, you're just losing out that generation. How long will it take for you to ban TikTok? Will it ever even happen? So we're just going to lose out on that because what? Because why? The kids are not going to get off it anytime soon, and they're not showing any signs of slowing down. So until there's no more TikTok, you got to take advantage of it. I don't understand why that's hard to understand. Now, let's wrap up with this. Here is DeSantis challenging Donald Trump to a one-on-one debate.
And you know what? Maybe we can say, since the former president didn't come here, maybe he'd be willing to do one with you and I. I think he owes it to our voters to come and make the case.
You're now challenging it. So this is going to be Hannity one-on-one debate
Let's do it. Let's do it, right?
I'll do anything. I'll ask him.
Here's the thing, though. You owe it to the voters to come and make the case. No one's entitled to anything. You can say, there's some poll months before. No, you got to make the case. You got to owe it to the voters. So I'm going to show up everywhere. I think that's what we were able to do.
All right, so DeSantis wants to have one-on-one debate with Donald Trump. I say good luck with that, boss. Good luck with that. I'm not quite sure that it's going to help you because the polls are light years apart between you and Trump and between everyone else and Trump. So I don't really see it happening. I think DeSantis is closer to the rest of his competitors on stage than he is to Trump at all. But as I close, I want to say this. The debate was kind of, I guess you would say, interesting. There were some highlight moments. Now, I don't think there was any kind of highlight person. Nobody really stood out from the pack, but there were some good moments there. And ultimately, as your man Newsom said at the beginning, this was a JV debate, the at best VP debate. And we're going to see where it goes from here. Is it going to be any change in the polls? Is Trump going to keep going forward, going up in the polls, all the indictments and PR he's getting? We're going to see. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Did you watch the debate? What was the highlight for you? What was a low light? Did any one particular person stand out? Did they not stand out? Whatever your thoughts on any of this are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. There was no real standout. There were a few standout moments, but no one standout person. Trump is still going to be the nominee. This debate did not change it, and I don't think any other debates or specials or town hall will make a difference. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.